I know that when you look at Git, all you think about is commit and push, and nothing else. I know you've already tried to do a merge and lost that neat bit of code and ended up breaking the project. Then you panicked and had no idea what to do next. The truth is, for 90% of your work as a developer, you don't need 100 different commands. You just need 7. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly which commands those are. And even better, I'm going to teach you the logic behind them so you can understand what's going on, avoid going through that again, and work smoothly with your team. But first, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a like to support the channel and make sure you don't miss any content. And here, I'm not just going to list the commands for you, I'm going to break them down into 3 logical phases, so it'll be easier for you to look them up later. The first phase is setting up the groundwork, how to get started with Git. Phase 2 is the daily work cycle, what you'll use in your day-to-day as a developer. That's where the magic happens. And last but not least, Phase 3. We're going to sync this work with the rest of the team's work. So Phase 1, let's set up the groundwork. And now, a quick concept. Most of the time, you don't start a project from scratch, except in rare cases. You clone a project that already exists. So the first command, git clone. What does this command do? It creates a local copy on your machine of the remote repository that's up in the cloud. For example, GitHub, but it could be any other one. Think of it like buying a book. You don't scribble on the author's original book. Actually, what you buy is a copy of that book so you can read it, take notes, and scribble on it at home. That's what git clone does. You run git clone in the URL of the project you want to clone, and it will make a copy on your machine so you can read, scribble, and edit it at your leisure. And now, phase 2, your daily work cycle, where the magic happens. Let's first bring in a key concept here. Golden rule, you never work directly on the main or master branch. This protects your project. You always create your own branch to work in peace. And for that, command number 2, get branch. And what does this command do? It's just that simple. It creates a new branch with the name you want by using the command get branch and specifying the branch name you prefer. This will give you an isolated space to work in, a separate branch of the project where you won't affect the main branch. But Montanya, do I always have to use get branch? Not always. And that brings us to command number 3, get checkout. It's not enough to just create a branch. You need to switch to it to work on that specific branch. And checkout does exactly that job. It switches you to the branch you specify. Get checkout followed by the branch name. And here's the trick. You can use get checkout minus B, the branch name, and it will automatically create the branch for you without needing to use get branch. Unless, of course, you prefer to do it that way. Command 4, get add. This command is very important and also one of the most confusing for devs. It adds your changes to a preparation area, which is called the staging area. And this is where a lot of people can get confused, because adding to the staging area does not actually mean your file is saved yet. It just means it was selected to be included in your next set of changes. It doesn't save anything, it just tells Git, separate these files because they'll be part of my next set of changes. So git add file name, or even easier, if you want to commit everything at once, git add period. It makes life easier because sometimes typing out the whole file path isn't very fun. Command 5, git commit -m and your commit message. This command allows you to take a snapshot, or in other words, a picture of the changes that you have separated with git add. It saves this package of changes on your local machine, which you separated with git add, as the next point in spacetime. It keeps a detailed history of changes to your project. And please, write a good message. Adjustments doesn't say anything. Write why, what this commit does, what this commit brings to your project. Example, fixes bug on the login screen when validating email. Phase 3, syncing with the team. And this is a key concept. Don't forget, your work is saved locally. It hasn't been shared with the rest of the team. And the sync with the changes the rest of the team made while you were developing, Use git pull, origin, and the name of the branch. What does this command do? It pulls the latest updates from this repository to your machine, so it syncs what you did with what the team did. Oh, and here's a pro tip, okay? Always make sure to pull the latest changes before sending your updates. This will save you from 90% of the headaches with conflicts. So, a practical example, if I want to update the main branch, main, of my local repository, I'll pull from the origin using the command git pull origin main. Easy, right? Command 7, git push origin, and the name of your branch. What does this command do? It pushes your commits, meaning your local changes, your packages, to your remote repository so that team can see the work you've done. Usually, you do this by opening a pull request, or on other platforms, a merge request, but that's a topic for another video. Look, I guarantee you, with these 7 commands, you can work professionally on any project. You already know how to get started, how to work in isolation, and how to sync your changes with the rest of the team, but you might be thinking, what if there's a conflict when I pull? What is rebase anyway? I know you've heard about it. And what if I make a mistake and need to undo it? Hold on. What I just taught you is the basics for a junior position. But if you want the confidence and experience of a mid-level or senior developer, you need to master Git. That's why I'm putting together a complete course for you called Mastering Git, where we'll go from absolute zero all the way to advanced versioning strategies used by major companies. And if you want to be the first to know when the course is launched and get access to an exclusive discount for making it this far, click the link in the description and join the waitlist, all right? It's quick and it's free. For you who made it this far, here's the bonus tip. Don't rely on tools. Of course, there are great tools that make using Git easier in your daily routine, but they're a double-edged sword. I strongly recommend using the terminal most of the time because it's the same everywhere, and that way you'll already be used to it, no matter what environment you're working in. And version control tools, they change fairly often. The interface might change, and that could happen right when you need it the most. And that button, which changed to a different name, won't give you the confidence you need to perform the precise operation you're trying to do. So, despite the convenience, I only recommend using tools that make this work easier after you already have complete command of the command line. And as a bonus to the bonus, I'm going to recommend SourceTree, which is a free tool, totally free, and it's just as good as other tools that cost a pretty penny. That way, you'll save about $300 or $400 a year compared to other tools. But I want to emphasize my recommendation for the terminal. It's always ready whenever you need it, and nowadays you can even integrate AI into the terminal. And of course, if this video helped you finally understand the basics of Git once and for all, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.